Hi everyone. This video I'm not gonna uh, is not about a question. It is related to the previous one. The previous was what the eighth question. Yeah, previous was the eighth question. And this particular video is not about a question. It's about a tiny amount of being used in Schrödinger's thought experiment, Schrödinger's cat thought experiment, a tiny amount of a radioactive substance. Because the Schrödinger's required or requirement within an hour, a decay or not decay have the equal probability, and half and half. Given a radioactive substance or a radioactive isotope, it associated with Schrödinger's thought experiment has a unique amount or unique quantity of it, so that it satisfies Schrödinger's cat's requirement. Namely, within an hour, having a decay or not a decay, the probability is half and half. Why is that? Because if the amount any less, then decay's probability is reduced. If the amount got more than that, then decay's probability is increased. It's higher than a half. Therefore, this amount is unique, associated with every radioactive isotope. I hope I made that clear. Therefore, for every radioactive isotope, there is a amount or a quantity, whether it's weight or number of atoms, satisfy Schrödinger's cat thought experiment, or that amount of that particular radioactive isotope would or could be used in the Schrödinger's cat thought experiment. Therefore, for every radioactive isotope, you may define a quantity, call it Schrödinger's amount, because Schrödinger used this German, but it translates English. Whoever did it used amount, so I'm not gonna say quantity, and you know what I mean. And this particular amount reflects or is a property of the isotope's radioactivity, and should be calculated. I mean, since there are not that many, however, it is not possible. Simply because there's just not enough information to do that. For whichever radioactive isotope, say uranium-235, I challenge all the physicists to give me an amount that is qualified for Schrödinger's cat thought experiment. And it doesn't have to be U-235, but it can be anything. See if there is such a thing exists in this in our universe or on our Earth. And if there is, then every radioactive substance should have such a characteristic quantity, and and this quantity is unique, and logically is theoretically is well defined. However, whether it can be logically and theoretically determined, calculated, and that's another issue. So personally, I don't think it can be calculated or logically determined or mathematically calculated, theoretically calculated. It can only be theoretically, logically defined. But human definition can be, we can define a fantasy. That's pretty much it. Already.